All right, today we're going to tackle one of those debates in football that just never seems to go away. It's a question that can split families, friendships, entire generations, really. It's a tale of two absolute legends who just happen to share the same iconic name.
So let's just jump right in. When I say the name Ronaldo, who pops into your head first? Is it that explosive Brazilian striker with the unforgettable gap-toothed smile? Or is it the Portuguese powerhouse, the guy with the superhuman drive and a physique to match? Honestly, your answer probably says a whole lot about when you really fell in love with football.
So, in one corner, you've got Ronaldo Nazario, R9, better known as O Fenomeno, the phenomenon. And in the other, Cristiano Ronaldo, or CR7, the global icon. Two players, one name, and two legacies that are both massive but completely different. Let's dig into how this whole debate got started in the first place.
To really get this, we've got to go back to where it all began, with this simple, kind of loaded phrase, the real Ronaldo. See, back in the early 2000s, this young, flashy winger named Cristiano Ronaldo starts lighting it up at Manchester United. And suddenly, fans needed a way to talk about them without getting confused. So the real Ronaldo became the go-to phrase. It was this nod of respect to the original, the guy who'd already been on top of the world. It was a tribute for sure, but maybe, just maybe, it was also a challenge to the new kid on the block.
So let's start with the OG, the man they called O Phenomenal. We're going to look at the case for Ronaldo Nazario, a player whose talent at his peak was so electric it felt like we were watching something from the future.
And look, this isn't just fans arguing online. We're talking about Jose Mourinho. This is a manager who coached Cristiano, who has coached some of the greatest players to ever kick a ball. For him to say that, well, it carries some serious weight.
I mean, how fast this guy blew up in the mid-90s was just insane. He gets to Europe and is an immediate superstar. He broke the world transfer record twice before he was even 21 years old. And to win the Ballon d'Or at that age, that's a record that still stands today. Just think about that.
You have to understand, the world had never seen anything like him. Before R9, strikers were mostly just goal poachers hanging around the box. He completely changed the game. He'd get the ball deep in his own half and just go. You couldn't stop him. He had the pace of a world-class sprinter, the power to just muscle defenders out of his way, and skills that were just a blur. Those famous stepovers he did at full speed, mesmerizing. He literally redefined the number 9 position.
But, and this is a huge but, the story of O Fenomeno is also a tragedy. Right when he was at the absolute height of his powers, his body just gave out, and in the most devastating way possible.
Yeah, I mean, just listen to that quote from his own physio. It's horrifying. After one major knee injury in '99, he's making his comeback in 2000 and his kneecap tendons completely rupture. It was a career-ending injury. Everyone thought he was done.
But this is where the story becomes legendary, because his response to all this is the stuff of movies. He spends nearly 3 years in painful, grueling rehab. And he doesn't just come back. He aims for the biggest prize in all of sports. His run at the 2002 World Cup, it's just one of the greatest comeback stories you'll ever see, winning battle after battle against impossible odds.
And it all comes down to this one number, 8. 8 goals he scored in every single game except for one, and then capped it all off with 2 goals in the World Cup final. He later said that just playing again felt like winning. Winning the Golden Boot on top of that, that was the perfect final chapter to an incredible story of resilience.
Okay, so now let's talk about the other guy, the man who took the name and built a global empire on top of it. Because the argument for Cristiano Ronaldo, it isn't about one explosive peak. No, it's about pure, relentless discipline and an unheard of 2 decades at the very top of the game.
I mean, listen to this quote. It sounds like science fiction, right? But this is the core of what makes CR7, well, CR7. Most players are slowing down in their 30s. This guy has basically defied time itself. His absolute obsession with fitness and taking care of his body is the stuff of legend. It's a scientific marvel. And you can actually see it in the data. Look at this. His body fat is ridiculously low, even when you compare him to other world-class athletes. Now, that's not just good genes. That is the result of insane dedication, day in and day out, for more than 20 years.
But you see, with Cristiano, to really get his impact, you can't just look at what he does on the field. It's so much bigger. In fact, people in marketing even use models like this one, Caffer's brand identity prism, to figure out how he went from being just a great footballer to the global brand that is CR7.
And when you break it down like this, it's wild.
It all fits together perfectly. His body isn't just for football, it's a marketing tool. His personality, that unbelievable self-belief, becomes a cultural symbol. With over 1 billion followers on social media, he's built a direct relationship with a huge chunk of the planet, inspiring people to chase their own goals. He's more than a player, he's an idea.
Okay, so we've got O Phenomeno and we've got the global icon. Let's put their legacies head to head. How do they really stack up against each other?
Now, if you just look at the raw numbers, it almost seems like a blowout, right? Cristiano's ability to play at the top for so long means his stats are just mind-boggling. So many more goals, more than double the Ballon d'Ors. But then you look at that last row, the FIFA World Cups, and suddenly the story gets a whole lot more interesting. The numbers frame the debate, but they definitely don't end it.
And that really gets to the heart of the difference, doesn't it? R9 was a force of nature. His legacy is that flash of brilliance, a peak so high it changed what we thought was possible for a striker, and the incredible strength to come back from the brink. CR7's legacy is one of relentless, sustained excellence. He started as a flashy winger and literally willed himself into becoming the greatest goal scorer in history through pure hard work and discipline. 2 different paths to greatness.
So, after all that, we're back to the big question we started with. Who is it? Who's the real Ronaldo?
And the thing is, the real answer is that there is no right answer. It almost always comes down to this: who was the player that defined the game when you were first falling in love with it?
And maybe that's the real point here. For one generation of fans, Ronaldo will always be O Phenomeno. For the next, he's CR7. The fact that we're even having this debate, that a single name can hold so much power and represent 2 different eras of greatness, well, that's the ultimate proof of just how massive their impact on football really was.
So I'm going to leave you with that same question we started with. What do you think? Was it the lightning-in-a-bottle brilliance of O Phenomeno that truly captured what football is all about? Or is it the unstoppable, sustained, machine-like greatness of CR7? Who is the real Ronaldo to you?